Welcome to Football on 5. It's a 60-minute goal rush special tonight. All the action from Sky Bet Leagues 1 and 2 coming your way.
And joining us tonight, one Clinton who's still got a career left in public life. Well, that's a matter of opinion, I think. Clinton Morrison and the Northampton manager, Rob Page, fresh from an encounter with Gillingham this afternoon, which we will discuss later. And here's what else is coming up.
They're not any old iron. League One's impressive leaders Scunthorpe take on Coventry, now showing more fire and desire under Venus.
It's Marvin Sordell, turned away by Daniels.
Struggling Swindon have turned to Tim Sherwood to rescue their season. His first challenge was the visit of Charlton.
And in League Two, the leaders Plymouth were at Crewe, hoping to make it a record-breaking start to an EFL season.
Well, with two Coventry old boys here in the studio, where better to start than at the Ricoh Arena for the visit of Scunthorpe?
Well, before kick-off, there were Remembrance Day tributes here and at football grounds around the country. Commentary comes from Paul Walker.
Haven't beaten Scunthorpe at home for over 6.5 years. Looking to change that today. Here's Morris. Runners ahead of him. It's Morris himself, and he might drop kindly for Madden! Wonderful save from Lee Burge. Does really well at his near post to keep the scores level. Well, Phil Parkinson, who is the League One Manager of the Month for October, is here. His team in action tomorrow, looking to close the gap on Scunthorpe United. Sterry for Sordell. Now Stevenson. Paddy Madden is down for Scunthorpe. Coventry play on. It's Sordell, nudged off to Ajayi, chance to get the shot away, deflected horribly, and back across goal, and it's still not clear yet. And Dawson with a very important block to deny Andre Wright. Was pinballing around inside that Scunthorpe penalty area. Right all the way across goal, and Dawson able to block not once but twice. Now a chance for Biggie Romana to slide it on here for Ajayi. On loan from Burnley, he's given Wallace the slip. Went for the top corner. Well, he did everything right here. Daniel Ajayi cutting back onto his left foot. Trying to curl it for the far corner. Sordell. Page is tearing forward down the left, but Sordell might go himself here. It's Marvin Sordell! Turned away by Daniels, who is furious with his defenders for not closing Sordell down here. Wallace again trying to get Hopper in behind, and has done so successfully. Hopper rolled into Paddy Madden. It's Madden! Well, what a chance that was. Right in the middle of the goal and slices it wide, Paddy Madden. Holmes, Bishop. Digs one over the top and Madden's away. No flag either. Two to aim for in the centre. Hopper and Morris are both in the middle and turned in. And guess who? Josh Morris. Who else? Madden the architect. And Morris, terrific finish at the near post. He has lashed it past Lee Burge. A 15th goal of the season for Josh Morris. Coventry City 0, Scunthorpe United 1. Jody Jones. Now Sordell. Lovely flick from Biggie Romana. This might creep in. And Lamiras sees his effort just dribble wide of that far post. Page's cross, it's a great ball in! What a chance for Sterry. What was he, 4 yards from goal? He's made it easy for Daniels. A sumptuous cross, it's a free header. It's not even that, it hits him on the shoulder. The crowd has certainly woken up now. Girimana lofted into the middle, there's a man over. It's Sterry! What a block! Super block from Connor Townsend. But there is a feeling that Coventry City are close to getting an equaliser here. Coventry were hoping for a fourth successive win at home. That is slipping away from them right now. Wallace. Hopper. No flag on Tom Hopper. This to finish it for Scunthorpe, and he hasn't. Credit the goalkeeper for racing off his line. It's a really good chance, this. Hopper managing to get goal side of Page. And I think you have to give the goalkeeper an awful lot of credit. On the other end, it's Sordell. Now Kyle Reid. Girimana. He'll have a go. That was close. One touch to control it. Goes flying over the top.
I know it's still early days, but psychologically, what do you feel that might do to the teams that are chasing you? Obviously, Bolton don't play until tomorrow.
We just want to keep winning our games as much as we can, and just concentrate on our tally. We don't look at the league table, who's behind us, who's around us. We just concentrate on ourselves, and you know, it's for others to think about. But we're just delighted to get 3 points here. It's a great win for us.
At the start of the season, if you'd have turned around and said I've had 15 all season, I'd have bitten your hand off. So to have that already is great for me. Yeah.
What have you been told about how long you've got to do this job for?
I really like it. Yeah, I enjoy it. I get wrapped up in it. Maybe a little bit emotional at times, but I enjoy watching the footballers play and the players work hard for each other, and I'd like to stay with them.
I will discuss Coventry in a moment. Scunthorpe, though, roll on. Josh Morris's purple patch continues. They've won 11 games of their 17. It took them 28, Rob, to win 11 last season. At what point do we say, blimey, these guys are unstoppable?
Yeah, they're doing really well at the minute, consistent with the levels of performances. We played them a couple of weeks ago. We managed to get a point. Had a chance at the end to win the game, to go on to win it. But given half a chance, the ball's in the back of the net. And when you've got somebody like Morris, who's in the form that he's in at the minute, a goal scorer, then you give yourself half a chance of winning games of football.
You both former Coventry players. They had so much reason for hope last season, so much reason for concern on and off the pitch. Clinton, this?
Yeah, I think CZ have been in charge for a long time. They were there when I was there, and that's a few years back, and they're trying to run the club how they're doing it, but I don't think it's kind of working out. They had a good manager in Tony Mowbray, who I thought was tremendous, but obviously it didn't work out for him. I don't think they've backed him. They're playing at the Rico Arena. They for hardly now. Get for now. They don't own the stadium, and they're not getting a lot of fans, and it's hard to play in that sort of atmosphere. And
the fans that are going are angry against the owners. No permanent manager, as Clinton says, uncertainty over their home and their training ground. If you were manager there, how would you operate under those conditions?
Well, it's very difficult, isn't it? I mean, as a supporter, you can understand their frustration. The amount of managers that have changed hand in a couple of years, it doesn't give the club stability then, from a supporter's point of view. You know, there's question marks over the stadium at the end of the season, the training ground. You know, it doesn't bode well for a Coventry City fan at the minute, which is a shame, because it's a fantastic football club. I had 3 great years there, going from Highfield Road, which in hindsight, probably when you look back, you know, there's supporters now that would say they would have given anything now to go back to having that stadium, somewhere that they can call their home. And that's what the supporters want. I think it's a little bit concerning at the minute.
Although we should say that was the end of what had been a very good run at home for Coventry. Now, Bradford and Bristol Rovers had the chance to move 2nd and 4th in the table, with current occupants Bolton and Sheffield United not playing until Sunday.
Yeah, in a moment we'll see Rovers trip to Millwall, but first it's Bradford at home to Rochdale.
There was quite a display at Valley Parade, where a new state-of-the-art scoreboard was in operation for the first time. All that was needed now was for Bradford to put it through its paces. Billy Clark was the first Bantam to see his name up in lights, a goal on his 100th appearance for the club. Fully fit and enjoying his best start to a season in years, Clark turned provider for Bradford's second, a peach of a cross, glanced in by Timothy Bieng. Rochdale have a good recent record at Bradford, but were depleted by injury and illness here. Their problems got even worse just before the hour when Niall Canavan's foul on Clark earned him a second yellow card. From the resulting free kick, Bradford made it 3-0. James Hansen reacting quickest after his initial header was saved. 2 goals in 4 minutes completed Bradford's biggest win of the season. Mark Marshall's perfectly flighted free kick was well worth another look on that big screen. For Rochdale's fans, though, this one made painful viewing.
Things started promisingly enough for Bristol Rovers against an in-form Millwall side. Matty Taylor letting go with an early rangefinder. But that would be as good as it got for the visitors, who were down to 10 men shortly afterwards. Referee Andy Madley less than impressed with the challenge from Daniel Leadbitter on Aidan O'Brien inside the first 15 minutes. A red card for Leadbitter. Rovers facing a long uphill battle. And their mountain got a little steeper soon afterwards as the Lions made their extra man count. Rovers keeper Keller Roos was the busiest man on the pitch, doing well to thwart Lee Gregory, but the rebound fell kindly for O'Brien. Millwall in front on 22 minutes. Gregory was a real handful and was involved in the host's second on 64 minutes. Superb hold-up play and a stunning finish from O'Brien, bottom corner for his 7th of the season. The Lions were rampant now. 4 minutes later, a header across goal from young Harry Smith and an emphatic volley from Gregory, matching O'Brien with 7 goals for the campaign. Rovers well beaten by now, but there was more misery to come 2 minutes from time. Smith's full league debut was indeed a memorable one, albeit with a considerable assist from Rovers' Chris Lines. Young Smith shows a lot of promise, but he won't get a gift like this every week. Millwall looking threatening now, just outside the playoff places.
Well, it's now 7 wins in their last 8 for Millwall. But Clinton, what a week for Harry Smith. Just 21, made his debut in the Checkatrade Trophy in the week. Got one again today, but it was a gift, wasn't it?
It was a great assist from my friend Lynsey. He's a good player. Pagey will know him as well because he worked with him at Port Vale and he's usually a good player going that way.
What's
but
he
it's
doing
a great
there?
assist. I don't know, maybe he's going in for half-hearted tackle. Tackling is not his strong point, has it, Pagey? And he's played the young kid in. And it's a great finish. And it's a dream for him if he was playing non-league football 8 tiers down. And now to be scoring at the Millwall's ground, it's brilliant for the kid and hopefully he can continue it.
Great win for them and for Bradford today as well, Rob. Their biggest win of this season. Billy Clark opening the scoring on his 100th appearance. Is the way they're playing under Stuart McCall at the moment just really suiting him?
I think so. It's evident that there's a great finish as well. And I think Stuart's done an unbelievable job. I played towards the end of Stuart's career at Sheffield United together. He's got a passion for the game. And albeit he's been up at Scotland out of English football, but he's come in and had an instant impact at a big club in Bradford and certainly got them playing and winning games at the minute.
Yeah, unbeaten in 16 at home and into the automatic promotion spots. Now, Rob's Northampton side have made a great start to life in Sky Bet League One and are also in the playoff spots.
Well, they played Gillingham today, who themselves were without a win in their last 7.
Could Rob Pagey's men maintain their top 6 status? A warning shot fired by Gillingham just 4 minutes in. Billy Knott's neat control and a shot just clearing Adam Smith's bar. Gillingham put the Cobblers' defence under plenty of early pressure. Pressure which almost saw Brendan Maloney score an own goal. He got back to effect a lucky escape. Northampton know the way to goal, 14 in their previous 4 League and Cup matches. And at Priestfield, again the signs were good. John Joe O'Toole gave the Cobblers a cushion. And they could have been too clear before the whistle. JJ Hooper's wait for his first Northampton league goal goes on. A potential turning point in the match, right on 45 minutes. Max Amer's been lucky for Gillingham before this season. The last league win back in September saw him score the equaliser in a 2-1 home win. This his 4th of the season. Northampton struggled to make second-half chances. Sam Hoskins' cross-shot blocked by teammate Alex Ravel, as good an opening as they made. Into added time and the Jules winner, Julie Kane. J. Emmanuel Thomas hadn't scored from open play since it was all shirt sleeves and ice creams back in August. An excellent finish, securing Gillingham's first win in 8 league matches.
Relief, but nothing less than we deserved. And, you know, I said to the players before the game, we've been knocking on the door. But today we opened it and we want to make sure that stays open now.
Yeah, worthy winners, according to Justin Edinburgh. I wonder if we had the other manager here. Rob Page, what was your take on that?
No, I'm not so sure of that. I thought maybe a point was a fair result. I thought if I'm being honest, they were the better the side for the first 20 minutes.
That wasn't great defending, though, was it?
No, and we'll come back to that. I thought they started better, the two teams, for the first 20 minutes. We frustrated them into some long-range shots. We got the goal. We could have been 2-0 up at half-time. You've just seen JJ Hooper's opportunity hit the post. He was unlucky not to score. I think 2-0 with the confidence that the team were in, for their point of view, with the supporters getting frustrated at the time. I think we would have gone on to win. You know, but I think a point would have been a fair result for both teams today.
On a general theme, you came in off the back of a terrific season. Chris Wilder went. You came in. What was your brief when you took the job?
Well, I think, one, we've got a fantastic owner and chairman in Kelvin Thomas. I think he's realistic with expectations. That was the biggest thing in managing expectations. I think we saw in the Premiership with Leicester City last season, and certainly what Burton have done, back-to-back promotions. You know, supporters naturally will expect the same from teams that get promoted. Realistically, it'll be a big ask, but we're going to give it everything we've got. We want the club to get promoted, whether it's this season, 2-3 years. I think the most important thing is to establish ourselves as a League One football club. And we've recruited wisely in the summer to help us do that.
It's doable, though, isn't it? Going up again.
It is definitely. We've shown we've gone to Scunthorpe with 10 men for the last half an hour. Drew 1-1, could have gone on to win the game. So we've shown against the better teams in the division that we're more than capable of holding our own. Disappointing today, but you know, we've got a fantastic month coming up now to go and prove ourselves against the so-called better teams in this division.
OK, well, coming up next, Tim Sherwood is most definitely not back in management, but he will sign the players, help coach the squad and pick the team at Swindon, starting with the visit of Charlton. Welcome back to Football on 5. Struggling as Swindon Town appointed Tim Sherwood as their new Director of Football on Thursday.
The former Spurs and Villa manager will take charge of transfers. He'll pick the team and will also run training alongside the club's current head coach Luke Williams, who hasn't been demoted, according to Chairman Lee Power. Let's see how they got on against Charlton. Commentators Don Goodman and Gary Weaver.
So Tim Sherwood is not at the club or in the league we expected him to be in. His job is clear, keep Swindon Town in League One. And his rescue act alongside Luke Williams starts now. Goddard opened up the space beautifully, he's gone back for more. Not once but twice, it's Goddard. Lovely footwork.
Nice, neat trickery from Johnny Goddard, good feet. Thought he might try and bend it in the far corner there, but goes inside.
Well, Swindon Town have been drifting and the danger signs have been there for a while, which is why Lee Power took the decision to act and bring his big pal Tim Sherwood in. This is Murray, and firmly behind it was Declan Rudd. First real bit of work for the Charlton keeper. Well, Charlton is a club which has been ripped apart with a large section of fans taking on their owner, and the dissenting voices are getting louder. It's not about results on the pitch. They're unhappy with the way the club is being run, and Roland Duchâtelet right now is in no mood to sell the club. They have changed things around by appointing a British manager. That's a firm shot from Norris, which is kept out by Declan Rudd. Second bit of action for the Charlton keeper.
Well, that's the confidence that scoring in your first goal for a new club gives you. I mean, really, not too much on, so Luke Norris decided to try his luck.
Goddard has found Murray. Murray's shot takes a deflection. How is your luck? Goes in off Fox. And Swindon Town score, and Tim Sherwood does have the start he was after.
Well, the old adage, if you don't buy a ticket, you can't win the raffle. I think it was going wide. Strikes Morgan Fox on the heel. Goes agonisingly in the corner from a Charlton perspective.
Branco is trying to lose Bauer in the middle. There's plenty going on there for the referee to keep an eye on. It was Doherty who got to it, and it's squeezed in by Lloyd Jones. And And Swindon Town have this game now in the palm of their hand. It's theirs to lose.
It's really, really poor defending from an experienced defender, but he doesn't care, does he? He's got his reward, Lloyd Jones, for a bit of movement, and that is a clinical finish, hard and low, and into the back of the net.
Slipped there by Kasim, and this is Ulverstad. Charlton looking for just one chance to get back into this game. And Jose lurking in the middle. Hanlon then goes down. Was there a pull there?
Yes, there was certainly a hand across his back. I spotted it from up here. Yep, there's the pull. Surely the assistant referee has to see that.
Now Murray looking for Goddard, who's covered almost every blade of grass in the attacking third today.
Yeah, he's been outstanding.
Here he is again. Norris waiting to pounce, and somehow didn't.
Luke Norris may look back on this and feel could have had a tap in.
Delfonso. So Kasim to his left here, Doherty to his right. Yasser Kasim couldn't finish things off, neither could Doherty. Pearce with an important block for Charlton. They may just keep them in this game.
But I think a natural goal scorer would have just lifted that ball over the goalkeeper. Went to try and slide it through him, and the chance was gone.
There's Solly. This is Novak. Goddard. Doherty. Yasser Kasim, options left and right. Alfonso trying to hold his run. Kasim, he's picked out Goddard. Johnny Goddard! No stopping that. And he deserves that.
Very confidently done. And no more than he and Swindon Town deserve. They have been excellent.
Russell, did you deserve anything from that?
No, I didn't deserve anything from today's game. I think it's game 16 for us, and you know, we chose that to put in probably our worst performance of the season.
I've been told that I'm a valued member of staff and that I've got a big role to play. I'm very pleased to be able to work so closely with someone of this standard, you know, of this magnitude. So it's just brilliant for me, and long may it continue.
Luke Williams certainly saying publicly he's happy with the situation. Tim Sherwood's reign as Director of Football getting off to a good start, Clinton. What do you make, though, of this appointment? Because when you read the job description, he's effectively the manager.
Yeah, he is the manager. If he's going to buy the players, he's going to take the training sessions and pick the team. That basically tells me he's a manager. I know a lot of people that knows Luke Williams, and they say he's a brilliant coach on the training. He's one of the best coaches on the training pitch. But basically, it does look like he is the manager, and he's coming in, he's going to pick the team. It's a bit awkward. It's probably a bit of an awkward situation, but I know how good Luke Williams is, and they do rate him highly as a coach.
Lee Power says he hasn't been demoted, though, Rob. But how would you feel if you were him?
Yeah, it's a difficult situation, it is. They obviously trusted him on the touchline to pass on the message that they want to give. And he's working within that team now. Tim's gone in, he's going to have a massive influence. He's come out publicly and said that himself anyway, on picking the team. So it's a difficult one for Luke, but like Clinton just said, he's a great coach.
You'd not want to be in that position, though, would you?
No, I wouldn't. No, not personally, no, I wouldn't.
Do you think he's the sort of person, though, where this situation might suit him because he would rather focus purely on the coaching and have someone else deal with all the other stuff?
Yeah, we played them recently, and having had a chat with him after, I think he was pretty relaxed about the whole situation. They're on a bad run at the time as well. So I think he might have had an inkling that something like this was going to happen. And I think he sees himself as a coach as opposed to a manager. I see myself as a manager and not a coach, and I'd like to make those decisions. And if I mess up, you know, only myself's accountable for it. But he'll be working with part of a team, and he'll be the one on the touchline giving the message across.
Right, let's see some more action. 5 more matches on the way. We'll start with Shrewsbury, bottom of Sky Bet League 1, without a league win in 10 now.
Yeah, but they are showing some signs of improvement after successive 3-0 cup wins under new manager Paul Hurst. Today, they faced Oxford United.
Bottom of the table, Shrewsbury were without a win in 10 before this game with Oxford, but they took an early lead when Louis Dodds' shot was only half saved, and AJ Leach-Smith bundled home the rebound. And that's the way it stayed until stoppage time at the end of the match, when Town added a second. Shrewsbury were actually defending an Oxford free kick before the hosts broke away at speed. And Sean Whalley had the composure to run 70 yards before finishing brilliantly to give Paul Hurst's side their first league victory since early September.
On Tuesday, Wimbledon's cup game at Newport could only continue after a successful plea on social media for a qualified referee. Here the Dons could have done with a goal scorer. Lyle Taylor had their best effort at Oldham. Arguably, Wimbledon had the better of things here, but they were still reliant upon goalkeeper James Shea to extend their excellent away record. His save from Lee Irwin was one of several as Oldham targeted back-to-back home wins. They would have had them were it not for Shea, whose injury time stopped from Lee Croft ensured Wimbledon a result on the road.
The wait for a new MK Dons manager may go on until the end of the month. Caretaker Richie Barker admits the players are concerned. Worries on the field too, as Scott Laird's first league goal in Walsall colours had the Dons in trouble at the break. And they stayed that way until the final minute, when it took a Dons stalwart to save the day. Ed Upson's high ball into Sadler's territory, seized on by Dean Bowditch, to take a point from Barker's first home league game in charge.
Bury had lost their last 6 league games ahead of the visit of Southend to Gig Lane, and after only 9 minutes, the hosts were behind in this match too. Niall Ranger curling in his first goal in Southend colours, and his first anywhere for over 2 years. Only 3 minutes later, it was 2-0. Michael Timlin's free kick found Simon Cox. He squeezed in his 4th league goal of the campaign. There was optimism, though, for Bury midway through the first half when they were awarded a penalty. From a corner, it was Ben Coker who fouled Hallam Hope, and James Vaughan converted from 12 yards to make it 2-1. Into the second half, and Southend soon extended their lead. The 25-year-old Ranger, who's now at the 7th club of his career, applied a lovely finish once more to make it 3-1. But the best goal of the game was certainly the last one. 15 minutes left, and Stephen McLaughlin fired in a wonderful strike. That's his 5th goal of the current season, and a fine 4-1 victory for Southend.
We've maybe caught Bury at the right time, but at the same time, I think when I get my bigger players out on the field to play often enough and together, then we can be a force to be reckoned with.
I want to go out and I want to try and hurt teams and attack teams as shown, but we're too vulnerable at the back, and that's what certainly cost us today.
Fleetwood created plenty of chances against Port Vale, whose form has dipped in recent weeks, but had to wait until the 52nd minute before taking the lead. Chris Long with an angled close-range header. But the Cod Army came to rue miss opportunities as Vale stunned them with 2 late goals. Substitute Regino Cecilia stabbing home the equaliser 13 minutes from time. Vale's mini slump, they hadn't won in 4 in the league, had seen them slide down the table, but they're back in business now thanks to a late winner from Alex Jones, which owed much to the persistence of Jerome Thomas. That might have been the end of the scoring. It wasn't the end of the drama. Fleetwood goalscorer Long let the afternoon's frustration get the better of him with what looked like a headbutt on Paulo Fernandes Tavares. Perhaps no contact, but certainly intent. A red card for Long, and while that was going on, Vale's Anthony Grant lost his shirt as the melee continued and received a second yellow for his pains.
That win sees Port Vale move into the playoff spots at the expense of Northampton. Scunthorpe are 5 points clear of Bradford at the top. Bolton and Sheffield United play on Sunday, and Bristol Rovers remain 5th.
At the other end of the table, Shrewsbury move above Chesterfield at the bottom. Oldham stay 22nd. MK Dons drop into the relegation places. A worse run, Rob, for Bury in some almost 13 years, 7 straight defeats. They were flying after 5 wins in a row, 2nd. Now they're down to 16th. They were 1 point behind Scunthorpe. Now they're 17 adrift. If you were David Flitcroft there, would you be worried? Would you be turning your phone off for the rest of the weekend?
Well, of course he's going to be worried about the form that they're in. Of course he is. He's a manager like anybody else. I'd be the same in his position. You know, he's gone from manager of the month in September, and he's had a difficult month. Now you've got to take everything into consideration with injuries that they've had and the form that they isn't great at the minute, to say the least. But at any given time at this stage, you can turn things around. Look at Rochdale, what they did at the start of the season, rock bottom. You know, they find themselves 5 wins back-to-back and they're in the playoffs. So it's difficult times for him at the minute, but he's got to rally, he's got to pick himself up and go again.
Just briefly, Clinton, would you fear for him?
No, not really, because I think, as Rob said, the start he had, you know he can win games with the squad he's got. He's got quite a few injuries there as well, so I think he will come again anyway, that's for sure.
Right, coming up after the break, all the action from Sky Bet League 2. Would this miss from Jamil Matt prove costly for Blackpool against Notts County? Welcome back to Goal Rush on Football on 5. Our League 2 roundup then starts with the only unbeaten team left in the EFL.
5 wins out of 5 in the league in October saw Carlisle manager Keith Curle and midfielder Jason Kennedy named the Sky Bet manager and player of the month. Today they were at bottom side Newport.
Records can be broken, said Newport's Graham Wesley before the visit of unbeaten Carlisle. He had a point. His rock-bottom team on course for all 3 as early as the 2nd minute. Josh Sheehan's 3rd goal in 4 League and Cup matches. 18 minutes from time, it got better still. File this one under classic counter-attack. The county charge led by Dan Butler's direct running, and he supplied Rhys Healy. Back-to-back league wins for Newport. Carlisle's first loss in open play since way back in April.
League 2 leaders Plymouth had to ride their luck at Crewe. Alex Kiwomya's early goal had the home side in front, despite the absence of strikers Chris Dagnall and Ryan Lowe. In hindsight, the turning point here came shortly before half-time. James Jones was brought down for a 38th minute penalty. And in the absence of the 2 frontmen, George Cooper volunteered himself to take it. But the spot kick lacked assurance, and Luke McCormick made an easy save. This was a much better effort from Cooper, but agonisingly for Crewe, it stayed out. Worse still, Plymouth were back on level terms moments later. 4 minutes before half-time, Craig Tanner lashed in his 3rd goal of the season. Plymouth's 7th consecutive away league win was secured in the 2nd half. Top scorer Graham Carey's goal breaking a club record set in the 1920s.
It's been a turbulent week for the world, but in Devon, some things never change. Exeter don't do home league wins. None so far this season, and only 2 this calendar year. Although they threatened to change that when taking an early second-half lead against Doncaster. Ruben Reid converting a penalty after keeper Marco Morosi's foul. Rovers boss Darren Ferguson sent on teenager Liam Mandeville, and what an impression he made. 4 minutes after coming on, he was on the end of a teasing cross from former Grecian James Coppinger, Doncaster level. Only the 19-year-old's 2nd senior league goal. And 6 minutes later, he was to turn provider. Mandeville with the cross, John Marquis giving Doncaster a lead they barely deserved. Exeter's self-belief drained away, and Mandeville turned the screw. Another confident run late on, then a simple pass for Marquis to secure the win with his 9th of the season. Rovers a touch fortunate perhaps. The good news for Exeter, they're away at Carlisle next Saturday.
It was a really sloppy performance, and 3-1 flatters us really, but we'll take it, and where we were good, we were ruthless. The 3 goals were really clinical finishes.
I'm a professional and I'm concerned about everything that we do at Exeter City, off the pitch, on the pitch, and we haven't won at home in the league, and I'm concerned about it, yeah. But I'm a professional, and I'm doing a job which involves the health of the club, developing players. I want to win on a Saturday, and we haven't done.
Luton's fine early season form had stuttered in recent weeks ahead of this clash with Accrington. But hosts nearly went ahead in the first half, Cameron McGeehan hitting the frame of the goal. With 15 minutes to go, though, the same player did score. Jordan Cook it was who teed up McGeehan, and this is his 9th goal so far this season. Cook was sent off for the hosts with 7 minutes to go after his 2nd booking of the game, but Nathan Jones' side held on for all 3 points.
Portsmouth's home form has given a few headaches and put manager Paul Cook under pressure from Pompey's vocal fans. Some jeers in between plenty of cheers. An early penalty, Matt Green redefining striker's challenge on Kyle Bennett. put away by Gary Roberts. Referee Roger East, a busy man. 57 minutes, a second yellow card became a career-first red for Mansfield's Kyle Howkins, on loan from West Bromwich Albion. Another one came 17 minutes later for a foul on Bennett. This one a straight red. Alex Iacovitti, who'd come on as a result of the previous sending off. Against 9, any grumbles from the fans were forgotten as the goals began to flow. Noel Hunt's first for the club 6 minutes from time. A perfect greasy pitch for those knee-sliding celebrations. Before Carl Baker made his mark on the game, he'd hit the post in the first half. His 5th league goal of the season made it 3. With his 6th coming in added time, Pompey back in the Fratton Park groove. Mansfield are now 4 games winless in League 2.
On the quiet, Blackpool are starting to come into a bit of form. Notts County at home looked a tricky proposition, but the Seasiders enjoyed themselves here. Kyle Vassell putting them ahead 20 minutes in. But this is Blackpool, of course, so not everything went according to plan. Jamil Matt opened his account for the club in the Cup last week. Here, though, he contributed one of the misses of the day. Happily, though, it wasn't costly. Blackpool were to go on to record their biggest win since January. Colin Daniel making it 2-0, just the other side of half-time. There was even an opportunity for Matt to redeem himself. After good work from Vassell, the striker scored his first league goal of the season. For Notts County, this was a day where very little went right. They were reduced to 10 men when Verdane Oliver overstepped the mark. That all but assured Blackpool of a 4th win out of 5 games unbeaten in League and Cup. Top scorer Vassell completed the rout late on, this goal taking him into double figures for the season.
So Carlisle's unbeaten run finally comes to an end. I guess I had to at some point. Rob, did you see that coming?
No, of course not. On paper, it's going to be an away win in the form they're in. But again, looking at the pitch, I think that might have played a part of it already at this stage of the season. With rugby being played on it, doesn't help. And I know Keith Curley likes to get the ball down and play, and I certainly wouldn't have helped him today. But no, credit to Newport. They've got a win which was much needed. Looking a lot better under Graham Wesley. That result as well obviously helped the leaders Plymouth having their best ever start to an EFL season. Not so good though for your former side Exeter, Clinton. They were very despondent, Paul Tisdale. They're still waiting for their first home win.
They're missing you, mate.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. You took the words right out of my mouth. They're actually missing me, the leadership. I might just go back down there and just play part-time. Now, all jokes aside, Tisdale, he's a great man, and in that interview, it looks like it's hurting him. He's a very good manager. I've worked with him on the pitch. He's very detailed. He likes to get his stuff, and it does hurt him, and he looks like he's hurting. I've never seen him like that, so I should give him a ring maybe after the show.
You should, definitely. Get your phone out.
He's hurting off, mate.
Yeah. Still, second bottom, but just 6 points from the playoffs, so table so tight, not looking too bad. Right, stay with us for more action from Sky Bet League 2. Could Grimsby's top scorer, Omar Bogle, make it a winning start for new manager Marcus Bignett? This is Goal Rush on Football on 5. Our last roundup in Sky Bet League 2 starts at Grimsby, who named Marcus Bignett as their new manager this week.
Well, Bignett spent 5 seasons in charge of Solihull Moors and is reunited with striker Omar Bogle, who scores more than a goal every other game in their 3 seasons together at Solihull. Barnet were the visitors at Blundell Park today.
And the Bignett-Bogle double act didn't take long to get back in sync either. 22 minutes in, Bogle doing it all on his own and ending a mini slump of sorts. That was his first in 7. And it wasn't long before he was back in business once again. A slip from Harry Taylor and Bogle was on it. This was his 11th goal in his first season of league football. It looked a day to remember for Bignett, but Barnet and referee Seb Stockbridge had other ideas. Early in the second half, Josh Gowling brought down John Akinde in the box. Akinde is clearly one of those players who doesn't seem to panic under pressure. That was as calm as you like, and Akinde would get a chance to show he knew exactly what he was doing 5 minutes later. Danny Collins bringing down Curtis Weston. Akinde's philosophy is pretty simple. If it works first time around, do it again. Placed to perfection. Referee Stockbridge wasn't done for the day either. He didn't like this challenge from Ali Sesse on Craig Disley. A red card for the Barnet sub, and the Bees down to 10 men as the match headed into added time. And there was more drama there too, as Michael Nelson shoved Gowling in the back. And in true Hollywood script fashion, the stage now set for Bogle to crown a day to remember. But the youngster let the occasion get to him. Bignot denied his debut win. Don't blame it on Akinde, blame it on the Bogle.
I think the game had everything, to be honest, and just, you know, just missing that goal right at the death. But I couldn't have asked any more of my players, and the support I got off the supporters. I'll never forget this day.
Crawley were looking for their first win in 7 games at home to third bottom Cambridge, and the hosts started brightly. Inside 10 minutes, James Collins had fired his 8th goal of the season. But 4 wins in their last 7 league matches indicates an upturn in form from Cambridge, and they levelled when indecisive Crawley defending was punished by Greg Taylor. By midway through the half, Cambridge had gone 2-1 ahead. Uche Ikpeazu still had plenty to do to finish from here, but the lob was perfection to hand him just his 2nd league goal of the season. And all 3 points were secured just after the interval. Luke Berry's lovely free kick gave Cambridge the win and moved them up 5 places in the table.
At the Lamex Stadium, Stevenage and Yeovil saved the drama for late on. Liam Shepherd's shot, saved by Jamie Jones, was the highlight of a tame first half. Things changed quickly after the break, though. The Glovers took the lead less than 3 minutes after the restart. Ryan Hedges, on loan from Swansea, scoring his 2nd goal in 3 games. Having gone 7 hours without conceding a goal in the league, the Glovers were on the cusp of a best ever run of clean sheets. But a bobbler from young Ben Kennedy ensured that it was the net rather than the club record that was broken. His 2nd of the afternoon came with 4 minutes left in normal time. When this one found the top corner, Stevenage were all set for a first home league win since September. But the celebrations were cut short. Although only 4 minutes of stoppage time had gone up on the board, 95 were showing when Ben Whitfield's deflected shot levelled the match.
A difficult November for Morecambe. Players paid late and striker Tom Barkhausen leaving the club. Without him, their attack was blunted. Their best first-half chance saw Paul Mullin test Jamal Blackman. A month and more since Wycombe's last League Two win, their opening goal not without fortune. Aaron Pierre's header hitting Morecambe's Alex Whitmore in the face. More rough luck for the Shrimps as Michael Rose's venomous free kick came back off the post. Luke O'Nien's only just back to fitness after a broken leg. Wycombe have missed his steady supply of goals from midfield. 9 minutes from time, his first since injury, sealed the Chairboys' first league win since October the 1st.
Hartlepool finally recorded their first home league win of the season at the expense of Cheltenham, set on their way deep in first-half stoppage time by Luis Alessandra's 3rd of the season, making it look easy from a tight angle. The Robins rarely threatened, although Harry Pell's deflected effort required a fingertip save from substitute keeper Adam Bartlett. But Cheltenham's sequence of 9 without defeat in all competitions was ended late on with a real collector's item from Matthew Bates. That was his first in more than 2 years.
Second bottom Leyton Orient travelled to Colchester, having lost just once away in 8 league matches. And they took the lead on 11 minutes. Jay Simpson profiting from some dubious defending to put them 1-0 up. Well, Colchester's best attempt of the half came just before the interval. Curtis Guthrie, though, couldn't steer the ball home. Just after half-time, the O's made it 2-0, courtesy of a fine solo goal. Nicky Hunt doesn't get many, but what a way to score your first league goal since April 2012. And the points were secured midway through the half. Simpson with a great 2nd to make it 2 goals for him, 3 goals for Orient, and all 3 points.
What a strike that was. Marcus Bignot, almost the perfect start, but Bogle fluffed his lines on the treble.
Yeah, he did. He was unlucky. I think he's done well this year. This season, he scored 2 so far, so that would have been the perfect hat-trick. But they're a good fit because he was his manager at Solihull Moors, and I heard Marcus Bignot done a great job at Solihull Moors, so good luck to him at Grimsby.
OK, well, let's see how the table stands then. Newport stay bottom of the EFL, but they're now just 3 points from safety. Exeter also slip into the bottom 2.
At the top of the table, Plymouth are now 7 points clear of Carlisle. Doncaster are a point further back. Portsmouth have leapfrogged Luton into 4th and Crewe, and Grimsby complete the top 7.
Right, that's it from us tonight. Our thanks go to Clinton, and good luck with the promotion campaign, Rob. And just a quick reminder, there's live top-class boxing for you next Friday. George Groves defends his WBA International Super Middleweight title against Edouard Gutknecht. You can see the undercard from 6:30 on Spike, and then the big fight live from 10 p.m. here on 5.
Yeah, good luck to George. We'll leave you with the team. We didn't get a new manager this week, but whatever Tim Sherwood is doing at Swindon, it's certainly working. From us, good night.